Why is your chair over there?
Because for this next guest, I'm running the interview.
Oh no. All right, let's do it.
Welcome back to another episode of Interview with My Kid. I'm the kid, and today I'm doing the interview. Our next guest is Francesca Farago, reality star, CEO, and my dad's girlfriend. All right, Francesca, welcome to the show. Come on in, take a seat.
Thank you so much for having me, Arlo.
Of course. And who is this guest that you brought with you?
This is Romy.
Yeah, tell the listeners about Romy because he's honestly the star.
So this is your sibling, Romy, the Pom, and our first son together.
This is our baby boy.
Our baby boy.
And if you're just listening right now, you can't see the cuteness, so I'll describe to you. If you just imagine one of those white baby seals, but with little pointy ears, that is what's sitting next to us right now.
He's the cutest thing in the
He's
world.
so cute, and his paws smell like Doritos.
They do.
Like extra
It's-
sweet.
Everyone
disturbing.
should smell his paws. We'll have a meet and greet.
No.
He wants to sit with you. I knew when I sat down he was going to want to sit with you.
you want
and not
daddy?
me.
Okay, he can come over with me for a little
He's
bit.
trying to climb over the chairs.
He's a good boy.
And I'm also glad Romy's here because he's going to be kind of he'll be the mediator since you're about to grill us.
The
my God.
entire time in the background, you just hear his little breaths.
I'm nervous. I feel like Arlo's about to roast me.
No. We'll see.
Maybe a little
We'll
bit.
see.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more of just like questioning us. Like we're in an interrogation right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
I'm ready for it.
So, Francesca, or I call you Francisco because it always autocorrects that over text. Francisco,
Yeah.
I obviously know the answer to this and a lot of these questions. But are you guys dating?
Are we dating?
I don't know. Are we?
Yeah.
She's all right. She's kind of cute sometimes.
She's an acquaintance.
I'm only dating him for you. You're the best part.
And
Really?
you know
Yeah.
what? I'm only dating you for Romy. So. But yes, obviously we are together.
And so, for all the people listening at home, how did you guys meet?
You take this one.
Last year for Pride Month, I hosted a TikTok live event, and Jesse was one of the trailblazers, as were you.
I am
You were
a
there
Yes,
as
I
well.
was. I was there.
So we did a few days of rehearsals, and I was in Mexico. You guys were in LA, and right when I saw him in rehearsals, I was like, damn, who's this? Who's this? I remember running around the house in Mexico, and I'd be like, I think I found my new boyfriend. And
Which is
then-
really funny because like we had only done like a rehearsal and then a filming. So it was
Yeah.
like over 2 days and I was doing the same thing. I was like, who is this girl?
Yeah, but we didn't officially like start hanging out until I got back to LA. So that was
Right.
like beginning of July.
Yeah.
And then kind of went pretty quickly. I feel like I asked you to be my boyfriend like a week after we met. And then I got stuck in Canada for 4 months. So we were doing
Oh,
long distance. And then.
Wait, so does this mean that it's pretty much your guys' anniversary?
It is.
Almost?
It is,
Yeah,
yeah.
it
Our
is.
anniversary is what, July 12th?
Our anniversary of like meeting in person.
Was like 2 days ago.
Meeting online was a few days ago, but meeting in person is like
I mean,
July
more
6th.
like when you
Oh,
guys
okay.
were like dating. Like,
Yeah, what
Yeah.
it's like July 12th or something.
July
right?
12th. I have it written in my phone.
Not that long after you guys met.
Basically, yeah,
It was
like a
like-
week after we met.
It was
she-
like a week.
yeah, she was like, do you want to be my boyfriend? And I was like, hell yeah, I want to be your boyfriend.
Yeah, that I remember that like TikTok thing we did, and that's where also I met you as well. Yeah, I remember you guys were
One of
staring
the
at each
funniest
other.
things too is like when we did that, you had to like film. It was like all on Zoom because it was still the pandemic, and so like everyone would have their like screen up, and you could kind of see people like looking at each other or like reacting to each other. And I was just like staring at her, and I remember looking over, and Arlo was like I'm watching something going on right here.
It was seeming suspicious. There was something going on. This is kind of a more cutesy question. What is your favorite thing about each other?
You want to
Ladies
go first?
first.
You go first.
Okay, my favorite thing about you is that you are like freakishly kind and like you love the people around you. You're so giving and caring. And like when I first met you, I was like almost gonna be kind of like scared of you because look at you. And you're not like that. You're just a little gummy bear on the inside. It's so cute.
I think you're a gummy bear as well.
I know, I think we both are.
I feel like my favorite thing about you is like you're the sweetest person I've ever met. You've always been so nice to me. The way you are with Arlo is just so freaking cute. I don't know, we just have like these little like inside kind of cute things that we do, and like I just feel like at home with you. I don't know how to describe it. It's just like the best feeling.
That's how I feel too. You like calm my spirit.
Yeah.
We
I get so sleepy
Yeah.
around you.
I was gonna say we get like really sleepy around each other because we're just like
so calm.
Yeah.
You guys went with the much normal thing. When you guys are at home, you guys are.
Well, we can't say that stuff.
Yeah, Arlo witnesses us doing some weird things. Like we make like weird voices and
Yeah.
weird sounds.
You guys have that song?
We have a love song.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
have a song.
You should hum it.
It's more like a hum thing that we do.
Yeah, it's almost like a little like.
We like rub our knees together.
Yeah,
It's,
like-
we're weird.
Yeah, that's
then-
why I was shocked you guys went with that.
Arlo always has like a Harry Potter wand with them, and they'll just like do like a spell on us if we're being like
Yeah.
too annoying.
Because there's like, if you know Harry Potter, there's that spell that like erases people's like memories, and so sometimes I'm just like,
Yeah.
try to do it to them. Oops.
Sometimes we're cuddling and I look over and Arlo's like giving us the death stare. They're like, why do I have to witness this?
Seriously though, I'm about to abracadabra you guys. For the Harry Potter fans, you know what I'm talking about. Are you guys kind of like official on the internet? You know, like does the world know this, that you guys are together?
I don't know if we've ever really announced it. We've done some like funny TikToks together over the past year.
Yeah.
But we've never really like, we're not Instagram official, that's for sure.
No.
Not yet.
Well,
Well,
now
define
you guys are.
Instagram official. Basically, like we haven't posted each other on Instagram. Is
Yeah.
that what you mean? Yeah.
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 You guys are definitely now after this
Yeah.
podcast.
I'm pretty sure the world knows now.
Yeah, this was the official announcement. How does it feel?
It feels good.
It feels good. We've been dating so
Well, yeah,
long
that's
now
the thing.
Yeah.
that
That's
it's
the thing.
like, you know, I feel like like on TikTok and Instagram and stuff, people obviously can pick up
Yeah.
on things. So
She comments on like every single one of your videos, so I feel like it's pretty
Yeah.
obvious.
Someone will comment on his video like, "Oh, do you have a girlfriend?" And I comment back, I'm like, "Do you have a girlfriend?"
yep, she gets protective. She calls it.
Oh,
Not jealous. Not jealous.
I see your comments on literally every video. That's why I'm shocked that some people are still confused. I'm like,
I think because people don't know if it's friendship or not.
Yeah,
That
and
would
I
be the
also
thing.
feel like until
yeah.
you like officially announce it this way, people just
Yeah.
no, of course.
We've
it's
never
just,
like kissed either.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's just more the fact that it's been going on for like a year and a half. You know what I
No,
mean?
just a year.
It's just a year.
Really?
Yeah, we met a year ago.
Oh, yeah, because
Yeah.
that's what we were talking about, the anniversary. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, that, I'm shocked that, like, people haven't picked up on it more, I feel.
Yeah.
I feel like people kind of know, but
No, yeah,
They-
some
they
people
do
do.
kinda
Some
know.
people do.
Yeah.
Because I'll see you put, like, hard eyes emojis and stuff on his TikToks. Oh, it's funny. What is your guys' official ship name?
I think friend Jessie is great.
I guess yeah. This one person commented that, and I was dying. I thought it was so
Francesca?
funny. It was
Yeah.
like Francesca or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, it was so cute.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I feel like you guys should try to mix Francisco with Jesse.
Francisco S.
Jessico.
Jessico.
Yeah, that was a good one. Okay, so we've kind of talked about how you guys are, this was pretty much the announcement, right? So since we're kind of getting more into your guys' relationship, this is kind of a bigger question. Do you think you're going to get married in the future?
I mean, I guess that's up to me to propose, right? But yes, absolutely. I'm definitely marrying her. I mean,
Yeah.
she's the love of my life. Like, I can say that hands down.
Yeah.
I'm possibly maybe already looking at rings. She thinks she knows when I'm going to propose. But
No, I don't know when. I know how.
Oh, yeah, how? Which she doesn't.
Yeah. I
Gotcha.
think I know how.
No, she doesn't. It's too weird.
Yeah.
I know, but I know you, so I feel like I know. I just have this theory about how he's gonna do it, so I'll
Okay,
see.
say now, and then
No,
so
I
the whole
can't
world
say.
will
No,
know
I
if you're
can't say it.
right.
I'm keeping it in my brain because what if it's
No.
right?
Exactly, though, because then if you're right, then he can change it.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I can't.
So you
no, I
gotta
can't.
say
no, because
no.
I want to be like, I knew it.
But you're gonna say that no matter what. I'll like bring you in like a submarine and like propose to you like with a ring on a fish, and you'll be like, I knew it.
No, you guys should recreate Twilight.
Twilight.
Yeah.
How did he propose?
How did he propose?
Remember, it was very like simple. He was just like in the bedroom. It was like at night. There was like the room was like all pretty decorated, and then he just like did it.
Yeah, that's cute.
Oh, you know what though? He did it multiple times because
But
she said no.
I feel like Francesca likes the fanfare.
The where?
The fanfare, like
Who's that?
it's the like the excitement and all the like making it a big deal.
I thought see that's why I brought the
I'm a mix of
Twilight.
both.
I brought up the Twilight thing because she said that you like more simple things. So that's why I was kind of like, oh, maybe just do more like, oh, it's decorated, cute or something.
No,
Yeah.
initially when I asked her, she's like simple, don't make it a big deal. And then like a little bit ago, she sends
TikTok's fault.
She sends me TikToks where it's literally the guy like in front of the Eiffel Tower with like fireworks
me about
and like
You
a
I see
million
them
roses.
and I'm like, oh my god, that looks amazing.
Okay,
I
well.
just send them to you.
well,
Record them.
I
to
honestly
Jesse.
knew from the beginning I was
Clearly,
gonna
that's
make it a big
not
deal.
simple though.
I know, but it just looks so fun and cute.
No, I already knew I was gonna go over the top with it, even like a long time.
Hell
ago.
yeah.
Hell
But like
yeah.
truly in your core, what do you want more? Like more simple or
I
more
mean, I don't
extravagant?
care. it literally doesn't matter to me.
Be honest.
I would be happy with anything.
This is a podcast.
No, I would be happy with anything.
You gotta be honest.
I would be honestly happy with anything. As long as I didn't feel like awkward. Like nothing in public, you know that. That's it.
Like, what if I
didn't-
scare you? Like, what if I put on
No,
like a scary
With the ring, like-
you always try and scare me. I hate being
But
scared.
then you just said not in public, but didn't you just send him things about the Eiffel? What did
Yeah,
she
but
send
no,
you about
those
the
are
Eiffel
just really
Tower?
cute. They have like cute like LED lights and stuff.
I already know not to make it like in front of like a giant crowd.
Yeah,
or something.
yeah,
I already
yeah,
know that
no,
about
not
you,
that.
100%.
It's giving you can't tell.
People don't know this, but
Undecided.
Francesca is like actually shy in a lot
No,
of ways.
she is. She definitely is. But still, I feel like there's that thing in you that's kind of like, I kind of want something fancy. The marriage thing kind of goes into this because one of the reasons that I want to ask that is because is Romy gonna become my official sibling? You know what I mean? Like, is he gonna become my brother?
I feel like he already
I need a brother.
is.
Well, he is, but I feel like
legally.
Yeah, like legally. No, because like once you
Paperwork?
guys, because like if you guys get married, then that's gonna be like a binding like thing that he's my brother.
You're
you know
just
what I
gonna have a
mean?
little baby seal brother.
That'd be really cute.
Right. So like, would you consider him like my official?
I
sibling?
already consider Romy your official sibling.
Gotcha.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Romy like will run into Arlo's
terrorizes
room
you, yeah,
and like
bark.
just like
This is true.
kick things around, jump on their bed, and then
Run
leave.
out.
Well, that's actually a perfect segue into this next question. Do you guys want more kids? Because you were just talking about how Romy runs around and does crazy things. You want kids to do that too?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
How many?
I've always, even since you were little, wanted more kids. So now that I found someone that like I could see spending the rest of my life with, hell yeah.
I think the goal is like three, but
yeah.
maybe 4.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We want to
If we
shoot
do
for
twins.
We want to shoot for twins first, and like
Monica
that's actually
and
kind of
Chandler.
a good topic for like this podcast. Is that like talking about like what it's like as like, you know, a trans relationship and what that entails to have kids.
Right.
Like for instance, pretty soon after like or before I get my hysterectomy, I'm gonna freeze my eggs, and she
Gotcha.
will carry the babies, but we would be like putting the egg
Gotcha.
inside her. So yeah, it's actually a pretty complicated situation, but
I know.
it'd be really cool because both kids would have both of our DNA.
No, but
Yeah.
that's great. It's a story to tell.
And you would have a full
Makes it interesting.
sibling
And
as
you would
well.
have babies running around. You love babies.
Arlo is not a fan of
For
babies.
anybody who doesn't really get that joke, because I know there's also some people who are going to be listening to this and not watching it, I do not like children. So that sounds great.
You and Romy can just go off.
I think once they're there, you're gonna like them.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
But like when I'm like 16, I'm just going to be like, hey, Romy, we're leaving. I'm going to be like, hey, so get in the car. We're going to a hotel for a few days. Obviously, we've known each other for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like dating a guy that comes with a kid?
I think the only difference was at the very beginning, I could only see you.
Every other weekend.
Yeah, it was when you were at your other dad's. That's
Yeah.
when I could hang out with him, or like kind of, we did some dates during the week.
Yeah.
But it was mainly like because I hadn't met you yet and I wasn't going to meet you for a little bit until we were more serious. So that
Yeah.
was like the difference. It was like I couldn't see you as much.
Right.
And then I was just nervous to meet you, I think. But I watched all your TikToks and I thought they were so cute. And I feel like you're just like a bonus. You know what I mean? Like it's just
That's
like the
sweet.
best addition.
And
So-
Arlo is also like such a little adult too, so
Yeah.
it'd probably be different if like
I was like
you
running
know, a
around.
3-year-old
Yeah.
was, you know.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more self-sufficient.
when you're not around, like I miss you, or like
Aw.
if we're
That's
just hanging out, just us at your house, I'm like, where's Arlo?
I
Like
know.
the conversation's boring.
You
like
know,
when you're
you-
around, we just like have so much fun.
You also came with a bonus.
Yeah, Romy.
Romy.
yeah, Romy's a
He's
good bonus
running around here
too.
somewhere.
Where is he? Oh,
I actually don't know. Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's sweet. But
And a lot of people don't like. We get these comments a lot from the people that do know that we're dating, and they're always like, "What's Arlo and Francesca like together?" And like something people don't know is like how good Francesca is with Arlo. Like, it's insane. It was like instant. You just like had that like.
I feel like we just have like a friendship.
Yeah.
well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing though. Is that it's not really. It doesn't need to be complicated. It doesn't need to be a thing because it's just like, hey, bro.
Yeah.
What's
I feel
up,
like we're
bro?
very like upfront with each other and we
Yeah.
like
Right.
joke around a lot. Arlo roasts me
Yeah.
all the time.
Okay, I have a question though that kind of has to do with this. What we're talking about. Am I allowed to tell the first night that we met?
Yeah, of
yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Well, I was just wondering because
I mean,
it was a little
I'm-
awkward.
I might get in a. I mean, yeah, you can tell it.
This
It was
podcast is all about the real deal. So.
All right, so basically, it's actually really funny. So basically, this was the first time that I had ever met Francesca. I've heard
In
about
person.
her. Yeah, like in person. I've met her, you know, I've like briefly kind of said hi on the phone and stuff like that. But basically, I think you guys like went to dinner or something, and you guys came back, and Francesca also came back. Like I said, first time meeting her. Like it wasn't like an official meet or anything. And she walks in, intoxicated.
Intoxicated?
She was drunk, and she just walks in like with her drunk eyes. And, like, she doesn't really say much. She just kind of like looks around at my room. She's like, I like your room. And by the way, he was in the bathroom. Like he was like whatever. He was off doing something.
You abandoned me.
Yeah, he was away while this little situation happened, and it was so funny. It was so awkward though because I didn't really know what to say to her, and so we were just standing in my room, kind of like, yep,
Vibing.
cool.
And I kind of did that on purpose because I knew
You wanted
like
to see us kind of.
I thought instead of this like official like sit down, let's all go to dinner.
It was
that's
more
like
casual.
yeah, I wanted it
Yeah,
to
it
be
was
like
casual.
very like free spirited and casual and kind of like have Francesca feel like she can be funny and like you know. And it actually did work because you guys were like
Yeah.
cracking up and hanging out.
It was
and
so
like
funny though.
I think even like me leaving to the bathroom right away was intentional because I was like, well,
Yeah, you kind of wanted
throw you
us
in
to
on the
just-
deep end.
Yeah, you would do that on the phone too. Like
Yeah.
basically, he would do this thing for the audience. He would do this thing where he would be either on FaceTime or a call with Francesca before I had met her, and then just randomly be like, Arlo, talk to Francesca, say hi. And so I would just be
I
like,
just hand the phone.
Yeah, I would just be like,
We would just be
"Oh."
looking at each other like, hey.
Yeah, I was like, so.
But now you
This
guys
is
are
cool.
besties, so it's so cute.
Yeah. No. Yeah. We've gotten closer. It was just really, it was just really funny because like I wasn't really expecting you to come that night.
Yeah.
And then you just walked into my room like, and you had like your red eyes, and you were just like.
I was so nervous. I was, like,
No, I
so
could tell, and you were
nervous.
kind of just like sitting like by the.
I know.
by
I was
the
like
door.
I was trying to be
Yeah,
so
you-
proper.
you
I was
were
like, don't tell her I'm drunk. I didn't want to like make it obvious that I was drunk.
That was so funny. I just didn't know if you wanted me to tell that because like it's kind of like, you know.
I don't care. I mean, this is
Yeah.
the true story, and this is. I also am like the kind of parent that like I don't think it's wrong for like a kid your age to see your parent like drink alcohol.
No, and it wasn't
You know,
like she was
some
like
people
mean
are, like-
or anything. She was
No.
perfectly fine. I was just saying I didn't know like for her sake if she wanted.
Oh no, I don't care.
No, we're both very like open books.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you are. So now that we've heard a little bit about you and we've kind of, you know, heard your guys' relationship status, why don't we get a bit more serious about your story and everything
Oh, boy.
and just switch the seats here a little bit.
I'm nervous now.
All right, kiss before you go.
Oh my god. Great.
Lip gloss. All right, baby. So I want our audience to kind of get to know you more because I feel like there's a lot of people like on social media and stuff that like think they know you.
Yeah.
They
And
don't
like
at all.
what?
I said they don't at all.
I mean, I think some have gotten like an idea from obviously the shows and stuff you've done, but like you are just like such an amazing person. I kind of want like this podcast to show that.
Yeah.
And so like first we're just gonna ask you some like cute, fun questions, and then we're gonna kind of dive into the like LGBTQ presence you have.
Okay. Yeah, because like a lot of people kind of just assume stuff about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now we're gonna kind of.
So first, what makes you the most happy in the world?
You guys and Romy.
That's it?
Yeah.
Working,
It's a good answer.
staying busy. You guys, Romy.
I was gonna say I've never met anyone that loves work like you love work.
I don't love work, but if I'm not busy working all the time, I feel like it hurts my soul if
Yeah.
I'm not like constantly working.
Cute.
Yeah. Very cute. Very sweet. Okay, so.
Arlo's like-
Mhm. So this is kind of more of like a funny question. What scares you the most?
Just like death.
Very
Okay.
macabre.
There's nothing else really that scares me other than like, yeah, like whatever happens after you die. Like that's
Okay,
the
see,
unknown.
I was kind of thinking more it was going to be something like blood or, you know.
Spiders.
Yeah, spiders, the dark.
No, but I know that about you.
Scary movies scare me.
Yeah, scary movies.
She went straight to death.
So if you don't know me, straight to death. Me and Arlo are obsessed with horror films.
Yeah.
Like that's almost all we watch. And
This is true.
Sadly, Francesca is not.
Hey,
Yeah.
when we first started dating, I tried really hard
She
to
likes
watch a lot of
them.
scary
I
She
think
movies.
you were
likes
just
them.
trying to impress me then. Now that you don't have to impress me, you're like, no.
I still watch them. I
No,
just
yeah,
close my
she
eyes.
Every once in a while,
She
yeah.
does sometimes, but she just they're not her favorite.
Yeah,
But she likes them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I close my eyes and I ask a lot of questions.
You literally
It'll be like 30 seconds in. She's like, who's that?
I
Why
know.
is he doing that?
I
I'm like,
know.
I don't know.
it will literally show the same character the entire movie, but you close your eyes so much that at the end of
Yeah.
the movie you'll be like, who is that? And I'm like, the mom.
Yeah, she does like, or she goes on her phone and like pretends like she
Yeah.
had to do something for work. She's like,
Yeah, or like you'll like when anything scary happens, you're like, Romy, where are you? Come here.
yeah. Romi's her comfort blanket.
I know. You like don't want to face it. Like you don't
Yeah.
want to face the movie.
I know a
They
lot of
think
people that
about
watch
it.
Yeah.
scary movies
Dreams
like that.
about it.
I did too.
Okay, so this one just is like random, but would you live in a forest or a jungle if you had to for the rest of your life? Would you choose jungle, forest?
So forest meaning like a twilight forest?
Yeah, like
Yeah, yeah,
Twilight and then
Okay,
jungle,
and then
like
Or, like,
beach
the-
and like
yeah.
Costa Rica
yeah,
vibes.
like palm trees.
2 years ago I would have said Costa Rica jungle, but I feel like now I'm more forest vibes.
Why?
Just more homey and cozy and
I feel like it's more like
smells.
You can, like-
delicious. And you guys like your favorite smell is like pine and stuff. So
Yeah.
we
you
yeah
love
we
it
like
there.
very like fresh
Yeah, I
like
like the
yeah.
forest more, but also probably has to do with the fact that you've traveled to like all these places so
Yeah.
much, like jungly, coastal.
Yeah.
Also, too, that I
Places.
feel like a forest is good because if we're, speaking exactly about the question itself, like, there's a lot of things you can grow and, like, it's very,
Garden.
like,
Yeah, we can have gardens. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good question.
Mm-hmm. You hit the last one.
Okay. What is your favorite thing to watch on TikTok? And I feel like I know the answer to this.
I
okay,
think I
okay,
do
so
too.
you guys tell me what it is.
What we think
ASMR.
it is?
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, cleaning, like, ASMR type stuff. Yeah.
Cleaning, organizing,
Yeah.
I've
ASMR.
ordered so much stuff from Amazon to like organize my house, and oh my god, it
Yeah.
makes me so happy. I can watch ASMR for 5 hours straight.
And she does. Like, she'll
She-
text me at like 4 in the morning. And she's like, I'm watching ASMR. And then the other day, she's so excited to show me all the little like ASMR, like aesthetic TikTok
Like,
things she
the
got for
things
her
that, like-
fridge and for her
yeah.
laundry room.
Yeah, like the cleaning stuff. I like that stuff, too, a
Arlo
lot.
loves that stuff.
I'm
And
obsessed.
low key, I'm going to plug this right now.
No,
they
no,
have a secret clean
hey,
talk.
hey. Okay, to explain that a little bit more, I love the same stuff that she does. Like, I love, like, the cleaning ASMR videos where they're, like, scrubbing and they show, like, the before and after. I have one of those, and I actually do post on it, and it's public, but it's secret.
We are never gonna know Arlo's TikTok.
Arlo does not tell us
I
their secret
would
TikToks.
I
I
also
also-
pay any amount of money to know your TikTok handle.
I know, because, like, I have, like, a account that I just use kind of just for, like, random stuff and just to view TikTok, you know what I mean? Not really to, like, have a following or anything. And you guys try so hard to, you'll, like, literally, like, if I'm ever on TikTok, you'll, like, go over my shoulder and be like,
One day I hope it comes up on my For You page.
know,
well, I
that would
don't
be amazing.
really post on it, though. Like, every
It's
once...
just their little hands cleaning with a sponge.
No, she's talking about, like, my...
other one.
Yeah, like,
You
my
did the
actual, like...
transition videos.
Well, yeah, I actually deleted those.
No.
Yeah. I know, I go through phases where
Crush your
sometimes
hopes and
I...
dreams, Arlo.
I know,
I
but
wanna see them
you,
so bad.
I mean, there's one post on like my actual like one that I show my face and everything. There's one post on there right now, so I don't know. You might find it.
One day.
I go through phases where I delete it and stuff, so you never know.
All right. I mean, because this show is really like centered around, being queer or just LGBTQ, presence and issues and all these kinds of things. Let's kind of switch gears to that. And
Your
I think a lot
story.
of people know this, but I'm just curious, for our listeners, how do you identify?
Pansexual.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's
Your
a good
pronouns?
a good term for she, her. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for someone who doesn't know what pansexual is, like I think a lot of people just automatically think it's bi. Me and Arlo have talked about why we believe and we've explained to people why it is different, but what's your take on that? Like, what do you tell people when they're like, oh, you're just bi?
I definitely think bi is like the umbrella term for it, but I feel like pan's more, it doesn't, your attraction to someone and everything doesn't have to do with gender.
Yeah,
Kind of just, like,
exactly.
a spiritual kind of more
Yeah.
emotional connection as opposed to like anything to do with gender identity.
And I think that's what people miss is they're
Yeah,
like, well, isn't
that's-
that bi? And you're like, no, because bi people are attracted to men and women. And so
Well,
that's gender.
And
That's very
usually bi
gendered.
people have a preference as well.
Yeah.
But
Well,
pansexual doesn't have a
people say
preference.
that bi people can date all genders and any genders, regardless if it's or non-binary people too. But I think, like you said, I think the biggest difference with bi and pan, like you said, is the fact that bi people are like, I'm not trying to generalize, but like, you know, sometimes they're kind of more like, oh no, like I'm kind of more into guys, or I'm kind of more into girls, whatever. But pan is just more kind of like fluid.
I think pansexual more has to do with like an emotional connection, and it's not really about the physical, so it doesn't really have to do with gender. It's kind of just like,
it's not as gendered.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Right.
not like a gender thing.
I think it's
more
like the absence of gender almost. It's like
Yeah.
you're kind of just, you know, I know like a lot of people have described it as like they just love the person.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like bi seems a little bit more kind of like, you know, they will purposely
Like a man or a
yeah.
woman.
Well, I mean, they can obviously bi people can date non-binary people too,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they're more kind of like, because I'm bi, they're more like.
What?
Wait,
Wait,
more,
what?
I've said
You
that so many
can't- you
times.
can't just-
Really? I've said that
You've
so
never
many
said that
times.
to
You
Yes,
can't
I,
just drop that on this podcast.
I've said that so many times to you guys. What are you talking about? I've literally mentioned that so many times. Anyways, aside from that, it's just more like a little bit more kind of that they will purposely go after a boy or a girl, where I feel pan is a little bit more kind of just like you don't really care about that
Yeah,
aspect.
it doesn't really have anything to do with
Yeah.
gender. It's kind of more how the person makes you feel.
Right, and I
Right.
think it's kind of important for people to know those differences. Like, one of the reasons I want to do this show is for all those like little nuances, all those little differences that like most people think
Don't
they have
cover.
it. Yeah, they don't cover it, and they
Yeah.
like society thinks they have it figured out, and they think, oh, like bi people, pan people, that's all the same. You're queer. It's like, no, there's actually a lot of differences there, and I know that because I have dated bi girls and I have dated pan girls, and like the difference of like how they view their sexuality is actually there's like a lot of differences, which kind of goes into my next question is like as like a pan person dating a trans person, like you've kind of told me before like how you view me and how you like obviously like I'm your boyfriend, but you kind of see it a little differently. Like could you tell kind of the listeners about that?
I feel like did we talk about this like in Vancouver, our like first
Yeah.
like time hanging out?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just see you as you.
Yeah.
I've never, like, I just see you as how you are to me. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like, I just see you as like my really cute boyfriend that I love, and that's it. Yeah.
That's really cute. So, you know, I obviously know like the answer to a lot of these questions, but like when did you come out, just for the listeners?
So I think I knew that I was like a little bit different when I was not different, but you know,
Yeah.
different.
I think
guess.
that's how it feels.
Yeah, when I was 7, so I would have sleepovers with girls, and you know, we were exploring things that a lot of my other friends weren't exploring, and I kind of kept it secret for a while, and I didn't really grow up with anyone gay in my family until I was about 13. I met my aunt, who is, I guess she would identify as pansexual. So one Christmas she came home with Sarah, and the next Christmas Sarah was Ryan. So that's my first experience with that when I was like 14, and then I kind of knew, I was like, oh, I feel like I'm a lot like Tanya, like I just like people, and
Right.
like I kind of knew around like 15, 16 that I was like, okay, that's who I am, but I never thought that I would fully explore it. I thought I was just gonna date, you know, cis men forever, because that's just what you think at that age. And then as I got older, I kind of just was the only one in my friend group kind of who was like dating girls and hooking up with girls. And then I never really came out. Like my friends just knew that that's just how I was. And then I guess to the world, I kissed a girl on Too Hot to Handle, so I feel like that kind of led into it. And then I guess officially I came out to the world would have been a year and a half ago with my ex-girlfriend. So I think that was maybe a shock to some people, but maybe not a shock to people who knew me or people who
watched
had
the show.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask about kind of like what that was like after Too Hot to Handle and coming out, but like just to backtrack a little bit, when you were, you know, like 16-ish, did you consider yourself bi then, and then later on kind of learn the term pan, or did you even know them because of your aunt?
I did not know the term pan until recently.
Yeah.
So I just thought that I liked both. I didn't really even know. I think I knew what bisexual was, but I didn't really think I identified with it. I just knew that I liked both, and I wasn't sure what I was going to end up doing. I just kind of went with it and was dating both up until I got older. And then, I found out pan like 3 years ago. And right when I saw the term, I was like, oh
You're
my
like,
God, that
"That's
is
me."
me.
Yeah. And I think the reason like I like asking those questions is because the whole show really is centered around like, you know, the differences or similarities between like what millennials have gone through with these topics versus like a Gen Z. And I think something that like either a lot of older people or a lot of younger people don't realize is like people our age who are coming out, like we a lot of times like just learn these terms,
Yeah.
like just figured out like, oh, there's finally something I can call myself that like I've felt my whole life, but now I can actually like say it out loud and it fits and I feel comfortable with it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, I didn't grow up like you. Like, you're lucky because you have like access to all this information. Like, we definitely didn't.
No.
And like, I was just kind of confused and kind of just kept it to myself because that's just what people did.
Right.
But yeah, when you learn more about it, you're like, oh my god, wow, that makes so much sense.
Like I always say, like I had never even heard the word trans until I was way
Yeah.
older. Like that did not hear that term.
Yeah.
So when I was going through what I was going through as a kid, it was like I just felt like a freak. I felt crazy. I thought I was going to hell. You know, I think a lot of kids even now are still experiencing those things, and that's why like I want to highlight that like during these talks is because I want them to see like no, like there's other people that feel exactly how you feel.
Yeah.
And not only that, but like we're happy, successful, like fulfilled people.
Yeah.
So like
They don't have to be scared.
Yeah, you don't have to be scared. Like we're just so normal. We're like everyone else.
Yeah,
you know?
I feel like when I officially came out to like the world and like was like publicly dating someone of the same sex as me, that's when I felt the most like myself and fulfilled. And I was like, wow, like people were so supportive as well. Like everyone was so nice. I got like the few people in the
Yeah.
comment section being like, Jesus is coming, stuff
Yeah.
like that. But other than that, everyone was so sweet and so welcoming and so accepting. I was like, oh my God, this feels so good.
Yeah.
That's what I was actually curious. Like next, you kind of answer that, but like, you know, Too Hot to Handle was such a big show, and I wanted to see like how different it was for you to come out like right after, you know, your life kind of changing like that. But do you think like you received either like more love or more criticism because you were already a public figure? Do you think it's different for someone, just anyone else, just like coming out?
I feel like no matter who it is, I feel like you're going to be accepted by your friends. That's generally how I see it. And people that I know that still come out, it's just filled with love.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely depends on your situation, but maybe I got a little bit more love, I would say, because of the public figure thing.
Mhm.
And it's hard because like I feel like women, like two femmes dating, there was a little bit of like sexualization maybe going
Right.
on.
Do you think that there's a difference between when it's two guys who come out like together at, like as a relationship, or two like feminine women?
Yeah, I think the women are definitely sexualized a little bit.
Oh,
and
100%.
I did get a lot of love, so I'm grateful for that experience, but I could assume that some of it was because we were two feminine
Yeah.
women
Yeah.
that were, you know, dolled up and we showed off like our skin and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So we
yeah.
were definitely sexualized a little bit, and I think a lot of people didn't take the relationship seriously and just maybe thought I was, the main thing I get and I've gotten since I was younger is, oh, you're doing it for attention. And
That
I'm
and
just so
it's a
used
phase.
to it. Yeah, that and it's a phase.
We've talked about this in the last
Yeah.
episode, and that was like actually a big part of it, because we were basically saying how like, you know, it's okay if it was, even if it was a phase,
Yeah.
because
I
we
think
have
it's
we all
okay.
these stories where like you start from one place and then you end up in a complete different phase. So like for instance, like people could have called my lesbian phase a phase because I'm not
Yeah.
one anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
People-
But if I wouldn't have gone through that, like I would not be where I am now. So
People look at the word phase as like a bad thing, and that's why I don't use it a lot, because of kind of like, you know, has some history with that. It's looked at as like, if you have a phase in something, that means that your feelings before of that phase were like fake or
Invalid.
not, yeah, invalid, not real, like you didn't actually feel those things. No, it's perfectly fine to actually go through something and feel something, and then later do
Change
something,
your mind.
yeah,
I think
do
it's just
something
like a
different.
growth period. Like you learn about yourself
Yeah.
in like every phase of your life.
Yeah.
It's just how it goes.
And it's
Yeah.
also different because you being pansexual, like you don't really look at gender, so you could literally be dating a cis man next, and people are gonna see that like, oh, look, she flip flopped,
Yeah,
and it's like,
yeah.
no, it's like because it's all the same to me.
Yeah.
Like,
What do you mean next?
like I'm saying, like after your last relationship,
Okay.
not next. Now, you're never allowed to date anyone
I was
ever
gonna
again.
say there's not gonna be a next.
Even if I die, I'm haunting you, so you can't date anyone
Yeah.
else.
I was like,
God. Jesus. We go from 0 to 100 so quick.
You know what? That's what we're like. So, gotta accept it, kiddo. So in every episode, Arlo and I really want to like highlight fashion with different like LGBTQ people, because we believe that it's like one of the most like powerful things, more so than just, you know, like cis people, because it really like I think we all kind of find ourselves through that, and I think it really like expresses ourselves.
Yeah.
And like obviously we know you have like a swimsuit line. Can you tell us just like a little bit about that and why you wanted to start it?
When I started it, I just wanted something that I knew I was gonna be passionate about, that I could promote, and that I wanted to like wear and stuff. So I started out with that, and then as I started like creeping my followers, like I always creep who comments on my stuff, and I started looking at my audience, I realized that I wanted to create things that my audience would love. So a lot of the pieces that I made are for my followers, like very specifically. Like I'm really big on inclusivity. Obviously, you see my photo shoot. So I just like the best part of it is like drawing something and seeing this like sweet young girl wearing it. It's just like the most fulfilling feeling.
That was actually literally the next question was like, I love how you have been so inclusive with it, because I know that like young girls really look up to you. Like, did you kind of always know you wanted to do that? Like, or was that something you, like you said, like once seeing kind of like your...
Well, when I did launch it was the pandemic. So my first photo shoots were with my roommates because I wasn't literally
So you didn't
able,
have
like I wasn't
access,
even allowed to shoot. We weren't allowed to hang out with anyone other than people that you lived with. So I knew right when I was able to get more models that's what I was gonna do.
Right.
I think it's really cool that it's also sustainable. You're so
sustainable.
You know, I'm
family.
with her.
I always forget about that. I always forget how.
I know.
That's, like,
I'm
the
with
main
her all
part,
the time, and like I think a lot
like
of
the
people.
hardest part.
I know people don't notice or like know that like how much work she puts in to make sure that you know it's like sweatshop free and sustainable, and that like you know it's completely ethical and vegan and all of that. Like she literally puts her heart and soul into that, and like that's the kind of things that we like love to amplify in different people that are going to be like sitting in that chair. So
Farago
it's
the
really sick,
label.
baby.
It's a lot of work, but it's like my little baby. So
Yeah, it is. Until we have more babies. All right. So for some wrap up questions, I'm going to ask all of our guests these just because I think they're A, like so cute, and B, I just, you know, I think it really gives like the listeners or the viewers like kind of that final like view of who you are.
Should I?
You can ask the first one.
Okay. What's one single thing that you would love to be known for after you leave this earth?
Like if you could just have one thing that like that's what people know Francesca for, what would it be? The look.
Oh, I've never thought about that.
Well,
I've never thought about that.
It could be anything. It could be literally a movie. Like it doesn't matter.
I feel like I would just want to leave behind like children and like humans that are gonna carry on, like that are gonna be good people, that are gonna care about the planet, that are gonna care about animals and other people, and that's like that would be like my goal, is to just have like little creatures left behind that are like pieces of me that are just gonna like be amazing people.
Oh,
Like,
I
that's
love
the
that.
goal,
Very sweet.
You get cuter by the minute. Okay, and then do you think 10-year-old Francesca would be proud of Francesca now?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Explain more.
I think she would be happy that I'm like living my truth and that I do whatever I want and that I'm hardworking and that I'm successful and that I'm, I think she would be super happy.
I agree. I think she would be too. So Francesca, why don't you just tell everyone where they can find you? I feel like a lot of people already know that, but still plug those socials.
Francesca Farago on Instagram and TikTok, and Farago the Label also on Instagram and TikTok.
Thank you so much everyone for tuning in, and catch us next week on all streaming platforms.